So, Hunter, I heard that UNC women's basketball had a pretty good week, but what did the rest of UNC do?
Yeah, Andrea, it's been a great week for UNC sports, especially women's basketball, who got some big time offensive performances to go along with the number one ranked defense in the Big Sky. But we begin our recap with UNC hockey hosting their final home game of the regular season against CU. The Bears took time before the game to honor seniors Cade Boring and Mitch Porter, thanking them for all of their contributions over the last 4 years. Early on, the Bears create some quality scoring chances, but are unable to capitalize and trail 1-0 after the first period. In the second, the Bears are on the power play, and they get even with Cade Boring following his own shot to tie the game at 1. But the Bears will get another power play, and Brendan Meyer feeds Lathan Olson, and he gives the Bears a 1-goal lead. The Bears still lead in the third period, but a turnover leads to a CU breakaway and a chance for the Buffs to even things up. But Quentin Reynolds makes this huge stop to preserve the lead for UNC. Reynolds made 21 saves, and the Bears kept the Buffs scoreless in the last 2 periods to capture a 2-1 win. The Bears begin postseason play with 2 home games at the Greeley Ice House. The games are scheduled for Friday and Saturday with puck drops set for 8:30 p.m. for both games. Moving on to basketball, we've got highlights from a doubleheader at the Bank of Colorado Arena. That's right, 2 basketball games in one day. I love it, because with more sports means more entertainment. We start with women's basketball taking on Portland State, and the Bears go to the paint early with Kirsten Harding finishing at the rim for the and 1. Later on, the Vikings try to pass in, but Jaden Galloway says nope and finishes at the rim. Then the Bears look to get going from deep, and Michaela Eisenbart does that not only with 1, but 2 consecutive threes, burying this one from downtown. Allie Downing decides to join in and swishes a 3-pointer of her own. Then the Bears bench decides to join in, and JC Gorsman does that with this layup. And then Alexis Chapman goes in and drives hard for the layup and 1. The Bears finish with 4 players in double figures as they win in dominant fashion, 93-45. Here's head coach Christian Matteo after the game on the Bears' impressive performance.
Yeah, I think you don't always get these kind of games where everybody's clicking on all cylinders, the ball's going through the hoop. It felt like, one is we made a few adjustments from the first time we played them, and because they play unique style, and I thought that really helped our girls just flow a little bit better offensively. But of course, they had to knock down the shots, and Michaela's threes early on when she was going on her run, and then Sabina making some of her shots. It just started. We wanted to be the more aggressive team.
The Bears look to keep the offense rolling as they play at home tonight against red-hot Sacramento State with tip-off at 6 p.m. Now let's move on to the second matchup with the men's team taking on Northern Arizona. In the early going, the Bears turn to Dalen Kuntz, which is a good strategy because he can hit the 3-point shot and then post up and hit this nice fadeaway. Then Matt Johnson finds Bodie Hume for the open 3, and he pulls up and drills it. Then Dalen Kuntz is in transition, and he charges right at the big man and banks that one in. But then the Bears go back to Bodie, and he runs in, steps into it, and banks it in. Then he comes right back down and drives in, and watch this, boom, right back in. Then Dalen Kuntz driving in hard, and he makes that for the and 1. Kuntz and Hume would finish in double figures as the Bears wrap up their doubleheader with an 82-60 win. The men's team hits the road tonight as they take on Sacramento State with tip-off scheduled for 8 p.m. Mountain Time. That game will be available to stream on ESPN+.
All right. I know we're all excited to see what happens at the men's game tonight. Are you going to be watching on ESPN+?
Oh, absolutely, Andrea. I love to watch men's basketball on a Thursday night.